Yeah, so exactly. I like the music, but the cloisters give me PTSD. I do think, for me at least, I'm one of those people. I think some people are probably better at kind of extracting the music from the visuals or from the overall experience and stuff. Like if a piece of music is great and it has a great melody or the instruments or whatever it might be, the rest doesn't matter. It's an amazing track and I love it. But I think I'm a bit more like the context, I think, kind of matters more for me. Like what kind of scene or moment does it play in? What kind of location does it play in? What's happening at the time? What am I feeling? That kind of stuff. So that's why I can, in that sense, I can definitely see some people that would generally like have bad associations with the Cloister of Trials. They don't particularly like it, and as a result, the theme doesn't really do anything for them because they just have a negative association with it. People have big feelings about the original and arranged versions. I think I definitely like the original more. But I mean, when the bass soundtrack is so good, like it's not like I'm not one of these people that would say like, oh, they ruined it with the arranged version. I think it's fine. But I do prefer the original. Back now, and you're further in than I ever tested this mod. Okay. I've beaten Corefian, yes. I've listened to LZLS's remix. Ah, okay, yeah. That's a great mix. Alright, let's keep going. Personally, Jose, Killer Curve, Besaid, Makalani, Bevel. I still, yeah, I think the Bevel one has a really cool look. I've always liked the idea of it, but execution-wise, it's a pain.
Hey, it's okay. Only summoners, apprentice summoners, and their guardians can enter here. It's a tradition, very important.
Very important.
So what about you?
Me? I'm a guardian.
He's so proud, the way he like crosses his arms. I'm a guardian. Yeah, I think Bevel is a bit more... Sorry, not... Yeah, Bevel, that one. I think Makalania...
Summoners go on a pilgrimage to pray at every
it's fine.
spirit.
It's the Destruction Sphere that kind of messes it up for me.
The Guardian's in there now. One of them's got a sure fuse, and who knows what the other's thinking. Well, now that we come this far, might as well go all the way.
Alright, I need a 2-minute break. I'll be back while this scene plays.
What are you doing here? Didn't think we'd be able to handle it.
No, it's just... See, I told you she gets mad easy.
Is the summoner all right?
Who are you?
I've done it. I have become a summoner.
I have done it. I have returned to the stream.
Man, was I surprised. And here I was thinking summoners were all old geezers.
Alright, let's get out there.
Hey, over here!
Let me try and talk to Kimari. You can't? Oh. wanted to see if you had a reaction or a non-reaction there.
What? Ow!
Wait till you see this.
I can't see anything.
Ready?
Walker just constantly manhandling Titus.
Okay.
It's only the enemies that are sped up, Oppenheim. It's a mechanics change, not like a kind of literal speed up, I guess. Hi, yes indeed, it is a new series. We finished up with the No Sphere Grid live stream sessions that I was doing for like a couple of months or so. I thought it's time for a new adventure. Kumara really grew on me in later playthroughs, I think. Wasn't a fan at first. I think for me, he definitely grew on me more over time as well. Catching up on Masters mod, that's been blast. Yeah, amazing mod. Been having an awesome time with it. Yeah, and there's so many mods I've never even tried.
I've never seen anything like it in my life. Sure, it was a little scary, but still, I could feel a strange kind of gentleness coming from it.
Yeah, I mean, if I really wanted to make an effort and like go through
that night, we talked for the first time.
Basically, like all of the mods.
I didn't know it then, but after that night, everything changed.
There'd be way more to do.
For me.
Let me introduce you to the team. This guy here wants into the tournament so bad, I let him on the team. His memory's a little fuzzy, so don't mind him if he says anything odd. Come on, say hi.
More violence.
Hi guys. So what's our goal?
To do our best! Nope, we got a new goal now. Our new goal is victory! To win every match, defeat every opposing team.
Yeah, he has to explain to them what victory means.
To our island.
Imagine
That's
that.
all we need to do to win. Easy, huh?
Victory? Meanwhile, Titus has other ideas.
Victory! 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 Victory!
That's why I was always like, I could never accept losing the final against the goers. Like, if let's say you just lose the game or you get really bad RNG or whatever happens, it's just like, it's such a great narrative that for these guys to have won the cup. Obviously, the game kind of not fixing the match for you and allowing you to lose, I think, is the right thing. But it's just such a cool story for these guys. Like, can you imagine they've spent their whole lives in Besaid and they've been this bad, and then for them to kind of have this historic moment where they win the cup, and the game can like rob you of that. Obviously, like, it just feels wrong that they don't win. You know, it's just such a great story.
You heathen!
Stay away from the summoner! You're a bad man!
Lady Yuna, be careful.
But it was really my fault to begin with.
Oh,
I'm Yuna.
I love her
Thank you
theme.
so much for your help earlier.
Huh? I'm sorry about that. Wasn't I not supposed to? Guess I kind of overreacted.
Oh no, I was overconfident.
I saw that Aeon thing. That's amazing.
Really? Do you think I can become High Summoner?
Maybe not in this mod, dear.
Lady Yuna, come play with me some more.
So, tomorrow then.
Tomorrow?
We're going on the same boat, aren't we?
Oh, really?
We can talk more.
Huh.
You can tell me all about Xanarkand.
The Waka face. Oh, that Waka smirk is just iconic, man. Law, I generally agree with you. I think it looks worse when you, like, for example, Tyus' face also from this angle. And this particular model that they use, I think it works okay. Like, his eyes seem a bit kind of too overly blue, but other than that, I think it looks better. But some of them, I don't know. I guess, like, some, they have to probably create, like, multiple different versions depending on how close up it's used and what scene it appears in and that kind of thing. But, yeah, Waka's just going to be stuck like this for the rest of the playthrough. But, yeah, that smirk is just hilarious. But we have other ideas.
Then we're cool.
Hey, but what if she, like, comes on to me?
That's not going to happen. If you get tired, let me know. I had a bed made for you.
Hoffenheim, thank you for the donation, appreciate it. Is it canon in Final Fantasy X-2 that the Aurochs won the cup? It's a good question. I assume there's probably, again, kind of a bit like Loser and Gata, there's kind of no way of knowing, they probably don't reference it.
Ready for bed?
Let's go.
Good. Sleep tight.
Interesting, she asked about becoming High Summoner, assuming his understanding of how it all works, but is ready to... Yeah, it's true. But I think it's probably a bit of a... Everyone in her own community is probably obviously supporting her, but he's more of an outsider. I think she just wants to kind of hear the validation. He's obviously not going to say no to her face. So she's just probably, just as a fledgling summoner, she kind of wants to hear another, like, new person, like, outsider, also show some belief in her.
Where's that boat?
Everyone will find us if it doesn't come soon.
You really sure this is okay?
Would you take me to Xanarkand?
I tried to run away from the harbor in this scene. This bit here is so funny.
You said you'd go with me.
Oh, hey,
I thought Waka told you not to get any ideas.
He did?
Yeah, so you're coming with me.
Hey, stop dreaming! You with a woman? You can't even catch a ball! Oh, what's the matter? Gonna cry again? Cry, cry. That's the only thing you're good for.
Trauma.
Huh? What'd you say?
You have to speak loudly.
I hate you.
Huh?
That's the spirit.
You can do it.
I hate you!
He's dead, okay? Dead.
Hey Blitzace, good to see you. Welcome to the stream.
He does look a lot like Chapu. I was surprised too, the first time I saw him.
I do wonder if his design was
No
different
matter what
originally.
looks
He
like,
just doesn't look that much
he
like
isn't
Chapu.
Chapu. You shouldn't have brought him here in the first place.
Yeah, but he needed our help.
Excuses again?
Yeah, but...
That's it. No more. Enough, Waka.
Short fuse. I think she's the one with the short fuse. Sure. Waka slept in the lodge that night.
Scary. So, who's Chapu?
My little brother, Chapu. He looked like you.
He's dead?
He was with the Crusaders when they fought Sin last year.
Carifian, that's a brilliant typo.
He didn't make it. I first heard on the day of the tournament.
Oh, so that's why.
I became a guardian to fight Sin, yeah?
Revenge, then?
That was the idea. I'm more worried about a stupid game now than avenging my brother. Well, after the next tournament, I'll be a guardian full-time. I know it kinda looks like I'm using you, but I'm not.
But I am.
Don't worry. I mean, I owe you a lot. You really helped me out, you know? What I mean is... Thanks, Waka.
Again, the art direction is just so nice. Like, look at that backdrop, like the...
Stop. You're embarrassing me.
Like the effects of the tent and stuff. Just so nice. The art direction of this game is just so damn good. Okay. Let's put in a save. It has been a while, actually. We've got another 45 minutes or so before we have to wrap up for today's sesh.
Hey, sleepyhead. Something I want to give you.
Whoa! You're giving this to me?
Yeah, use it well.
They should have.
The sword you gave Chapu.
They should have called it the Brotherhood.
Well, he never used it. Where's Yuna?
We're taking the same boat as Yuna, right? Why do we gotta wait here?
Yuna came to this village 10 years ago, when the last calm started.
The calm?
Since then, she's been like a little sister to me and Lulu. But she had the talent. She became an apprentice. Now, today, she leaves as a summoner.
This is our journey. We should leave together.
Yeah, I need it to be called the Brotherhood. And I'm still waiting for that Brotherhood lava lamp.
Need all that luggage.
Someone needs to make one.
They're not really my things. They're gifts for the temples we're to visit.
It's been over 10 years.
This isn't a vacation, Yuna.
I guess you're right.
Happy birthday, Marvelous Joker. Glad you could join us for it.
Okay, off we go.
Like Brotherhood just even looks funny when you see it written. Love it. I think I might do that for this. I can change it in Farplane, right? I might have a look at that. Brotherhood only run. I'm gonna have a quick look at this. Bear with me. I don't have Farplane open. I didn't think I'd need it for this session, but I'm just gonna have a quick look. I think I tried it like once before when I was messing around with Farplane. I think it didn't work. Ah, that's true. Might break if you get to the upgrade trigger and it's not called Brotherhood. That's a good point. Maybe I should leave it alone. I think Karifian can tell me for the next session. I think I'll leave it alone for now in case something breaks, but... yeah. I think the loopy part at the tip of the sword wouldn't work. And maybe that bit of it you can kind of just make solid, like just the bit that's curved doesn't have to have liquid in it. You can rename it, but you can't input a name freely. Ah, I see. That's a shame. Fine. So... what was the deal with the doggo? I always forget this bit. It's the dog, but is there a trigger for it? Like, as in, I know it's valid. I know it's for energy blast, but what was the order of events to get it to work? Talk to the vendor first. Okay, that's it. There you go. So then we find it. I gave enemies plus 30% extra stats on this mod, and Kimari was triple turning me. Sheesh. Just a casual Blitz Ace flex, but he can do it. I'll allow it. There you go. Okay. That's all we need. But Blitz Ace, you're not doing the no sphere grid version? Or shame? What have you become? Now it's time to get killed by the tutorial Flan. Alright, here we go.
Here comes one now. Hey, why don't you try out that sword I gave you?
Yeah, that makes sense. I think I'll stick with no Sphere Grid for now, but I probably wouldn't do it like no summon, no trio, no escape, no like that whole like shebang. Probably a bit overkill. I'm not even sure I could.
No problem.
I'm curious to see how far Voident gets though.
Not too shabby. You kept up with him pretty well. Might make a good guardian someday. A flyer. My kind of customer.
The speed. What about like any other restrictions Blitz say? So you're going to try and keep your like own Sphere Grid, like no escape, any of that business? I noticed on the PlayStation Store of 5.10, one of the screenshots is the Chocobo Eater fight and it's Tidus using Blitz Ace. I thought that was a little wild as a screenshot. Yeah, I guess
Looks like
it's not exactly representative.
Watch this.
I don't know how people remember all those letters in challenge runs. Yeah, I mean, I've been seeing those acronyms since like 2006/7. So yeah, you kind of familiarize yourself with them after a time, right?
told ya. Only magic can beat that thing.
No cheap
You
stuff.
can't beat 'em
Yeah,
down.
fair
You
enough.
gotta use magic of an element they don't like.
Magic? Element?
Let's have our black mage show you what I mean. Lou, you're up.
Clueless, aren't you? Good thing I'm here.
Spells
Okay.
of ice work well against fire fiends, and ice fiends are weak against fire magic. You follow?
I get fire and ice, but what about lightning and water?
Come on, Titus.
Lightning and water are opposed, just like fire and ice. This one here is a water fiend, which means...
Which means... I think just to hear the funny quotes, let's do a couple of these. It is fun to do these.
Whoa, hey, what are you healing that thing?
This is the sort of thing that can happen if you pick the wrong
She's
element.
so chill. She just takes it in her stride. I just love it. So let's hit it with something different as well. She took that so in her stride. That's just such Lulu badassery there.
That was a bad example. This one's a water fiend, so fire and ice aren't very effective.
Enough with the lesson, Lou. Let's get this over with, yeah?
Love it. Okay, let's go for it. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Flan, for waiting for those demos before we kill you. But yeah, I mean, why? Unless you literally like you do an accidental button press or your controller malfunctions, there's just no reason for you to ever do that. And a lot of people would not be curious enough at that moment to deliberately pick the wrong one. So yeah, a lot of people would never have heard those. I didn't hear them for a very long time. I saw them in a video at first, I think.
Take your time.
Yeah, I have watched that video, the
Let's
hidden
get
death
going,
lines.
man.
We're gonna wait.
Huh?
Are you ready?
I guess they're kind of not hidden, but they're just ones who are very unlikely to hear because you're just not going to die on Besaid.
What's going on?
Yeah, some of them are kind of just so not supposed to happen that there's not a line for them, like Tidus killing the Flan. If you do that whole ridiculous grind to be able to do that, then yeah. It's the same with the Raldo on Mihen. If Titus kills it, like, you don't get an extra line.
It's an ancient custom. People leaving the island pray here for a safe trip. Chapu didn't pray that day. Said he'd miss his boat.
Ah, Miami Center. Yeah, okay. I can understand that, for sure. It would be kind of nice where if you chose to pray here, maybe you get like a stronger... Like the Brotherhood actually gets a better thing because you're kind of more, I don't know, spiritually invested in the situation or something. I almost always say just watch, but this time we'll pray. Thank you once again, Hoffenheim. Appreciate the donation. Did someone hear that there are many fiends, yeah? From Yuna when she's with... That's the one I've always kind of been like, is that even real? I think I've only seen it like 1 or 2 places, and I think I asked Karifian about that line, like, is it really in the game? Because I've never come across it. And I think I've only heard it in like 1 video. And there's also a few good Final Fantasy X game script kind of things, obviously like list out all of the different things. And I think I remember not seeing it in there, but it's just weird. Anyway, now is a bit of an interesting one because Kimahri is going to be pretty fast. And there's not too much we can do here. We're just going to have to go turn for turn and see what happens here. I saw it on YouTube once. That's the same for me, so I'm still not like 100% convinced. But I don't know why someone would kind of just fake that line. Yeah, I guess it must be quite hard to trigger. Try not to break any bones, old man. Yeah, that's a really good one. Yeah, Lulu said magic, sweet magic in one of those as well. There's really more of them than I ever realized, honestly. Yeah, the battle quotes are definitely the type of thing that I would... Whoa. Okay. Easy. Yeah, the battle quotes are definitely something where if I was making a mod of the game, I'd definitely try to keep as many of them as possible for like the later game. And again, those are the kind of areas where, I don't know, maybe AI can be helpful. Like, I don't know if you could feed it enough Tidus dialogue to create some new battle quotes, for example. I don't know if that's kind of basically kind of overstepping the line of like you shouldn't do it, but I think it might be cool at least for battle quotes to just give a few new ones that never existed before. Something like that. But this is not looking good. Literally 2 or 3 turns for every one of Tidus's here. That is rough. Yeah, his agility stat is 15 here. Holy shit. Wow. Does that mean we're going to have to basically like rely on like healing, a lot of healing, or even crits or something like that? 120. Thankfully, he doesn't have a lot of HP, but I'd rather not use a high potion if I can avoid it, but I think I might have to for this fight. Yeah, it's either defend and overdrive, but I think even if you're defending... Whoa. Yeah, even if you're defending, I think you're going to take... yeah. If you defend, obviously your overdrive's not going to charge as fast. And you're still going to burn through healing items either way. So I think we kind of just have to deal with it. I think as long as we use high potions, we should be able to deal with it. And Tidus got a dodge in there, which was nice. 3 turns. I think to be safe here, I'm going to do this. Getting closer to an overdrive. Good dodge. Okay. I think we should be fine after this. $262. Honestly, I don't know how much Tidus' overdrive is going to do in terms of damage. I'm almost certain it should be enough, but I'm just wondering if I should save it. I think I want to get one more hit in. How many more hits do I need normally? Okay, not too many more. I think I'm willing to just sit on the overdrive here. I think this is an example of if all of the enemies have auto-haste and we have auto-slow, this is an example of a fight you probably can't win. Like completely no sphere grid, I would have to assume. You'd have to already probably do a few things before you can get going. Like Tross, I think click would be a problem, and with click you wouldn't be able to obviously do anything. So that'd be a bit of a problem. Yeah, in general is, but I think if you're in a fight where if you want to save it for a future boss fight, maybe it's not the best. What do you suppose would be your reasonable breaking point for using this? I don't really know. I don't know. Depends like how difficult things are going to get. We'll see. I think because of random variants I might still die here. Hey Sammy, welcome to stream. Good to see you. Yeah, he survived with a natural 1 HP there. Natural 1 HP. Damn. But he's not going to evade us, so we're good. I'm just holding on to the overdrive just in case I think it's necessary for something in the near future.
What's with that guy?
Kimari Ronso, of the Ronso tribe. He's learned the Fiend's way of fighting.
That's not what I meant.
The way he delivers that line, I always like that.
Huh?
That's not what I meant.
Sometimes we don't understand him either. Kimari doesn't talk much anyway.
Yeah, he just attacks.
But he has protected
without
me
warning.
since I was a child.
Yeah, it's not the most like helpful scene to try and get you to kind of like Kimari and to have like enjoy him as a party member when he just straight up attacks you to start with. I think that's always not like a difficult starting point. Big Daddy Dingleby, welcome to the stream. Glad you like the idea, and hopefully it'll be a fun challenge as we continue to make progress. Yeah, so we still don't get the formation. We've got one or two more. I think we've got 2 more tutorial fights to go. Oh my god. This thing looks insane.
A flyer! That's your department, right?
True. But, why don't we let our summoner show us what she's made of?
I think flyers just look especially brilliant. This mod is only advanced enemies. That is true. So in terms of like your own thing, you can kind of do what you want. And that's why I think it's not, again, it's not going to probably be like some super crazy hardcore difficulty mod. And it might actually be fairly fun for like intermediate level players to play as well. Where if, let's say, you're struggling with something, I think you can just level around a lot of the issues. But I think it's a nice kind of way to up the difficulty in general. So we'll see.
First real battle. Let's see some style.
Show us what your training has taught you, Yuna.
Okay.
Okay. But who knows, man? Maybe even with leveling up, I'm gonna struggle. I don't know. Some of those fights like looked a little bit dangerous already. Like, for example, the underwater sin spawn fight could be quite nasty. No sphere grid, I think it already is going to be quite nasty. Like the sin spawns. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of damage we could potentially take. We'll have to burn through some high potions and stuff potentially. Okay. So Sonic Wing's actually useful here. Yeah, so thankfully, we can at least delay them. Like this. Auto-Haste, Jimbo already got his San Marto lined up. Yeah, it's kind of interesting because one of the bosses I'm literally looking forward to the most is Penance. Like all the way at the end of the road. But before that, I think there's going to be a lot of bosses that could be very, very tough. Like, I think the first major one I'm thinking of is Sinspawn Greed, because in like a no sphere grid playthrough, it tends to be the first one that's like, if you're quite new, it's like your first Final Fantasy X challenge and trying to do no sphere grid. It's the first one that will already intimidate you and be a tough fight. So like even that one, I think for the no sphere grid version of this, it's going to be really bad. I should probably just keep... I think, well, even if I do no sphere grid, I'll probably allow summons, honestly. Make life a bit easier. And I think the whole, like, you can't escape from any random encounters, I think I might also not do that one. We'll see. Have a bit of a kind of a compromise. No sphere grid is brutal enough as it is. Yeah, managed to survive everything so far. But I had to use more healing than I normally would. Auto-Haste Squeeze head is already moving. Bright Arm Guard. That's a good find. Wow. It's a good start. It's nice to have early on. Maybe you don't flee the first time you encounter an enemy. Yeah, something like that. We'll find a middle ground. I think it does get very tedious and grindy to be like, no, you're never allowed to flee anything. In no sphere grid especially.
No problem. Leave this one to me, huh? Say good night, birdie.
Birdie. Okay. Yeah, now it's going to get 2 turns against us. Oosh. Very tedious. Chaotic Arbiter, yes. All enemies have auto-haste. Good evasion there. Yeah, that's another thing that I think is going to be quite interesting, as Francisco says. Negative statuses, obviously, they tend to, depending on which status it is, they're only on for a certain amount of turns. And if an enemy is in auto-haste, it means the effects are going to wear off a lot more quickly than they normally would. So Dark Attack, for example, would be 3 turns, but those 3 turns are going to go by very fast. So in this scenario, we're going to get, you can see in the CTB that the Garuda is going to get 2 turns back to back. The second one is going to be without darkness, for example. Poison is stronger though. Fenrir is also correct. It's going to do damage more often. I think I like to split the turns here. So you guys are all knowledgeable enough about the game at this stage to start figuring out the pros and cons of this stuff. But of course, fundamentally, it's undeniable that the game will be more difficult with all enemies in auto-haste. But there are going to potentially be some tricks that are going to work in our favor. Wonder if I should farm an overdrive for Waka here. Interestingly, maybe I'm going to learn to start using more of Waka's other overdrives as a result. There we go. I think Chocobo Eater, I'm definitely just going to get thrown off the end. That's going to happen. Wow. Both have their Dark Wards already. This is great. We're rolling. Okay. Going to bring in Yuna instead of Lulu. Lulu is going to be the slowest character that we have. Her and Auron are going to be the most disadvantaged in this challenge. Their agility is only a 5, and based on the tick speed conversations we had earlier, these guys have a tick speed of 16, which is the lowest of any of the party members. So basically Lulu is 2 tiers below Yuna in terms of her agility. Doesn't mean she's twice as slow, but she is notably slower than Yuna, for example. Imagine a run where all enemies have counter. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the possibilities are endless. I was literally, as I mentioned right at the start of the live stream, I was most inspired with this idea from literally Elden Ring, after seeing a mod where all of the enemies are twice as fast. So like your timing windows are twice as small, but I was like, hey, you could apply that to Final Fantasy X as well, even though it's turn-based, and just make all the enemies have auto-haste. Bruno Fernandes or Bernardo Silva? Probably Bruno Fernandes, I think, for me. Like I like his intangibles more than Bernardo Silva. If I had to pick one. I think I've only used the Expert Sphere Grid like once or twice in like all the playthroughs that I've done. Please do all enemies have a counter run? Yeah, I mean, depending on what you want to do, obviously they're going to require increasing amounts of modding, and it's not something that I can do myself. With this one, Carithian was nice enough to do the modding. But I can't just keep asking him to just, oh, make this mod for me, make that mod for me. This one, luckily, as far as I understand it, it was relatively quick. Why are we stuck here? What's going on? I don't have any mods, I don't have anything on. I don't have, like, cutscene remover. Oh, okay. That's weird. Imagine a run where all enemies just cast Ultima on you every turn. You'd probably still find a way to get through that. But we survived. Okay. Now, question is, yeah, overdrive wise he does not have a lot. I've been thinking about how difficult would the battle be if swapping characters spend turns. Yeah, that's an interesting idea, actually. Kind of having a mod where it costs CTB to swap. So let's try and get some items here. Thank you, kid. Okay. I think there's 1 or 2 more things here. Okay. Fine. There we go. Okay, so what do we have? 4 high potions, 16 potions, 6 Phoenix Downs, 1 X potion. Yeah, so I think this is already going to be the first fight where things could be pretty different because we've got hasted sin scales. So I think I'll end today's session with a first attempt at this one, and honestly, there's a chance we could just fail this in no sphere grid. So we'll see how this goes. I think it'd be better to come in with some preparations, like some overdrives and stuff here, realistically. But we'll see what happens if you just go in with no preparations here. And I think what we'll do is if there's any bosses that are really going to require some repeat attempts and stuff, I might then activate the cutscene remover so that we can restart them quickly if necessary. So I think this fight could already be potentially quite tough.
Goodbye.
Yeah, it's the back-to-back is tough. Was there an autosave between the two bosses? I think there was, right? Just have to come back real. Yeah, I guess I'm so used to the cutscene remover that normally this transition takes like 5 seconds basically before you're fighting this the Sin Spin. Seems like there'll be enough interesting options to keep watching Final Fantasy X playthroughs through the rest of our lives. That's my intention. That's my plan. If there's enough like different ways to play the game, you can basically just play a game indefinitely. That's what I've come to understand and see. I always point to actually 48 Productions on YouTube. He's a friend of mine, a great content creator. He's like the Final Fantasy 7 guy, if I'm the Final Fantasy 10 guy. And the amount of Final Fantasy 7 content he does, the amount of playthroughs he does, the amount of mods he tries, the amount of things he does is just wild. I think he probably has like triple the amount of Final Fantasy 10 playthroughs that I do for Final Fantasy 7 on his channel. And still, he's just going strong. I think he's got like 2 Final Fantasy 7 things on the run at the moment. He recently uploaded some dance pad run, whatever it is. Like, if you can find new ways to play the game and you still enjoy it, like if I'm still enjoying it, you guys will definitely feel that I am. And if that's the case, then everyone's happy and you just keep making content and just keep having fun together. And so I think that generally, like, he's kind of a benchmark. If he's still able to make Final Fantasy 7 content and people are still engaged and people are still enjoying it and watching it, then I think we'll be safe.
Ooh, them's fascinating clothes you're wearing.
Clothes.
Yeah, filthy, filthy.
Yeah.
These won't sell. All me name's not a waka.
This stupid hat.
Don't look like you got much money either. I've no business with you. Out of me way.
Who do you think you are?
And then this guy wants money from you.
Awaka the 23rd. Merchant extraordinaire.
Awaka the who?
Awaka the who?
Don't know me? Well, not many do. Not yet.
Never get bored of this game because the music scenes and things. Yeah, like that's why the more recent runs I've done, I've definitely done a few of them where I just had like cutscene remover on. Because I think for me, like one thing that would definitely diminish it is if let's say I did 3 runs of Final Fantasy X a year on the channel, and all of them were like full, like all of the cutscenes, I'm watching them all, or we're live streaming them all, we're discussing, we're analyzing. If we did that like 3 times a year every year, then I think we'd definitely just collectively all burn out a lot more quickly. But I think that's one thing where the cutscene remover is really nice. It just kind of boils it much more back down to more of a mechanical thing, just like enjoying the battles, the mechanics, the system, and the world and that kind of stuff. And I think that helps me with like the longevity of the game and just enjoying it for like a longer period of time. But for this one, because it has been a little while, I kind of missed the scenes a little bit. And I think live streaming that's going to be, I think, nice. And already, at least, we've already had some fun discussions. And we're only just getting started, so I think that's going to be the way to go. But like maybe the next one, we'll do it differently. It just looks so creepy, like standing there like by himself, like behind those kind of curtain things. It's like creeper. Creeper keeper. To combat the negative CSR, you could play the correct boss music on MP3 play. Yeah, I don't want to kind of introduce more moving parts, honestly. Like the setup that I have now is just, it's pretty solid and it just works nicely. So I'd rather not introduce like more external kind of factors if I can avoid it.
What the heck is that?
What the heck is what?
What is this place?
The power room, like it says on the door.
Is
Yeah,
this
but why the
live?
big birds?
It's a live stream, like it says in the
What's so
thumbnail
strange
and in the
about
title.
chocobo power?
Chocobos? Those are chocobos?
What? You've never seen a chocobo?
Can you make her sing?
What kind of backwater island did you come
Is that a
from,
euphemism?
anyway?
Miracles and oddities were starting to become daily routine on this trip.
No, she sings. I know. We've done it before, guys. I'm absolutely certain there's been a playthrough or two of the many I've done on the channel where I've spoken to her afterwards.
La 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 la.
There you go. Okay, let's speak to Awonka the Who. 1,966. We don't exactly have a lot here.
But someday the name of Walker will be spoken all
The
over
name of
Spear.
Walker.
Say, lad, you wouldn't have a bit of gill to lend?
No, really. But, nah, I think maybe we should. I mean, the discounts you get later on are pretty significant, so I do think eventually it pays for itself. Pretty much was always 1001 was like the sweet spot, right? To give to him. I'd rather give him 101, but I think 1001 was always kind of the good kind of middle ground. Any thoughts? Bit of gill, governor. Do it now and forget about it. But 1001, right? You only get a discount if you donate over 10k. 1001 gil. You do get a discount at 1001. It's not only if you do have 10k. Yeah, okay, you just get less of a thing. I think it's fine.
I guess it pays to ask. Thank ye kindly, lad. Fine seed money for the Oaka merchant empire.
Yeah, his arc in general, I think, is one of the more underrated ones. Like, given their first interaction that they have together, and then the story that he tells, like, really late in the game about, like, his sister and that kind of stuff, and, like, how he ends up really supporting you, even in times of crisis, I think it's really cool. So, it's definitely one of the more, like, underrated little stories, I think, of the game. But I think I will probably wrap up this first session here. I think it's a good stopping off point, and then the next one we can get stuck in with the Sin's Fin boss battle, because we're going to have like 2 back-to-back, and I think it might take a little bit of time, and we're already coming up to 3 hours now, so I think this is a good stopping off point. And in the next one, we will see what happens when we try to defeat some back-to-back bosses that could definitely be quite difficult, especially in the no-sphere grid version of this challenge. So yeah, I'm going to end this run here for now, and I will see you guys next time. So in 2 weeks' time, we'll be back to this and seeing how far we can make some progress. But in the meantime, on Friday, don't forget, we've got more Masters mod coming. It's going to be the second Unalesca video. In the first one, I had like a pretty good run that went deep all the way to the 3rd form, and it failed in the 3rd form, but I'm going to be back for revenge. And as you can probably assume, I'm going to hopefully get the win against Unalesca on Friday. So definitely join in for that one, and I will see you guys there. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the first kind of session of the Auto-Haste mod. It was very slow going, of course, because we had like the cutscenes and stuff and a lot of story going on, but things are probably going to start to heat up in the next session as we start to take on some bosses and make our way towards Kilika. So see you soon, guys. Take care.